Really? It doesn't sound good? It's my normal headset. How about now? How about now? Let me redo it. Hold on. Okay, testing 1 2 1 2. How's that? How's that? How about everybody else? What's going on with sound, folks? Does it sound okay? Chantal, does it sound normal? Maybe it's just you, Mark. Lou's fine. Mark, maybe it's you. Chantal, let me know when the streaming starts. Never mind. Let me know when the streaming starts. All right, everybody. Let me know when the streaming starts. All right. Oh, Google's making me re-log in. I can't believe this. I can't deal with this now. I don't know what the password is. Hang on, folks. Let me put my charts on. So welcome to the 10-minute trade room. Chantal, can you hear me on on streaming? Okay, so I can't respond to anyone because I can't sign in today. Sorry. I don't know if you can or not. Okay, so if anybody asks any questions, if you could answer them, that'd be great. Okay, everyone. Welcome to Quarterly Grains Report. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the Trading Director at 10-Minute Trades. Please remember that all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures, so please trade carefully. Trade smart. All right, so we're looking at quarterly grains. Quarterly grains has been a very solid report for us. I like to trade corn on this report, and I used to set up 2 trades because once I had a WASD trade that had unsafe movement, unsafe movement before the news came out. So I've been making it a habit of setting up 2 trades for the quarterly grain. But I haven't been doing it for quarterly grains. I've only been doing it for WASD. So I don't think I'm going to do anything special. Just going to trade my standard alone quarterly grain event. The grains have been selling off today. I guess with the rest of the markets. And I haven't looked at the NQ over the past hour. I have not looked at the NQ. I'm assuming they're down, but I shouldn't assume that. I have to look at them. The way that the regular indexes are trading does not generally have an effect on this report. The other issue is that this report it's private. It's not that it's private. It's just that it's none of the calendars report it. So we trade this and we don't know what the news is. And essentially it's news that just generally will fill us when the news comes out. I don't like to cancel the trade ever as a general rule, because as a general rule, it will just fill us when the news comes out. It's an impactful event, and I anticipate that will get filled, obviously, like I said, when the news comes out. Let's look at the setups, and then we'll look at a couple of trades. I'll tell you what, let's look at one trade. Let's look at September's quarterly grain report just to see what it looked like. And that was fast. It was not as fast as natural gas this morning. It was not as fast as natural gas this morning, but it was very fast. It was a big fat move. Big fat move. I want to look at January because January it traded with WASD. And it just wasn't that huge. It hits the first target and then it struggles to hit the second target. And in fact, it was a tricky trade because it was very choppy. And then it went in our direction, which happens quite a bit. I mean, that does happen. Usually, this is a pretty fast, impactful report. As a general rule, it can be a very fast, impactful report. So I'm going to set up a trade on corn. Corn does have more volume than soybeans. Soybeans are selling off pretty significantly right now. And I mean, corn's at the low as well. And one truth of trading grains is grains can reach a level called limit up or limit down, and you could be locked into a trade until the next trading session. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but it has to move a very, very large amount of movement for that to take place. It's called limit up, limit down. I think I have seen it this year. It happened once or twice this year. So I generally don't like to stay in a corn or a grain trade that moves a lot in one direction. I like to take my targets and just be done with it. Now, quarterly grains does not tend to reverse as well as WASD. WASD is another grain report that does have a tendency to do some reversing, okay? And in fact, you know, we may have a brand new setup on WASD. We're going to be discussing that. So there was a quarterly grain report in March, and believe it or not, it didn't fill. I mean, it's ironic that today our natural gas trade was so fast, it didn't fill. In March, I'm almost positive, my memory is I'm positive, quarterly grains didn't fill in March. I'm just looking quickly at the targets I used. I mean, we didn't do anything that out of the ordinary, in all honesty. But every now and then, I mean, these things happen. I mean, there's nothing you can do when a market just goes fast. It's just something that happens. So let's see what it looked like in March. And quarterly grains has been a nice solid trade. You can see this was the January trade. I mean, it goes down, hits the first, pretty much it got to the first two targets because it shoots down. You don't even see it, but we had a decent profit. It was almost 250. It was not bad. And then if you go back to November, really go back, this was an old one, 2019, I think we were showing on that one. Let me see if I can show it. It's a weird old video. Unfortunately, it's not, wasn't recorded well. It doesn't look correct. Let me see if it'll work. No, it doesn't seem, that video doesn't seem to work. I don't know why. Yeah, it's got something weird with the timing. Wait. Okay, so this was January of 2020. You can see that had a pretty big move down, and it did do quite a fast reversal also. And that January report is always in conjunction with WASD. The January quarterly grain report trades with WASD. They trade the same day, is what I mean. This was January 2020. Not an impact, not a giant move, but it was slow to fruition. It kind of moved steadily but slowly. And soybeans looked like they were quite a bit faster on the right side. Soybeans are over here. They had a more of a bulk, quick move, and then pull back, and then they push down. And that was 2020. Remember, it's quarterly, so there's less events to look at. Then we had September of 21. Was that the one that didn't fill? Maybe September. Let me see. September of 21. No, that filled. That was an awesome trade. That was like a $2,000 trade. That was a really fast candle also. I mean, it was a very fast candle, and it filled very nicely. So that was a good one. Filled very nicely. And then March. Oh, okay, so in this video we have June also. Let me see if I can show you. That goes back. Let's see what's showing here. So this was June, and a very nice move in June of 2021. That was a $1,400 trade. So this trade has a nice history of really good profits. And that's corn. I generally prefer corn to soybeans. Not in my coffee, though. I prefer soy milk rather than corn milk in my coffee. This was March. Let's see what happened in that. I think March was the no fill. Yeah, and it was just like natural gas today, if you think about it. It was so fast, the candle was on the screen before our orders even were able to get there. So, I mean, it was like lightning. So it can happen. It can happen. You can get fast movement. So what am I going to do? I'm going to set up a trade. We have a daily trade report, and I usually break the mold from that report a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot, not a lot. Now, I do notice that there are changes. I want to be clear, there are changes to the report, okay? The brackets are a little bit bigger, and I'm happy about that. I don't really have to change my brackets at all. So I'm going to use a bracket of 8 on corn. I think that's perfectly fine. And I'm going to trade a first target of 7. I like the targets. A second target of 16. And I'm going to add a third target of 28. Okay. And if I get filled on my second target, I'm going to move my stop with target to stop move to break even. I'm going to leave it at break even if my second target gets in. Okay. So I've got a stop of 12. It's a pretty small stop. I think about that stop. It might be too small. Our activation time on corn the activation time has changed. Maybe not. I mean, WASD is a second earlier. The activation time, range end time, entry time on my new software, which is changing, by the way. I was experimenting with something. The time of this trade is 11. Whoops. 11. It's a noon event. 11:59. 59. Okay. And I don't really want anything else going on. I'm moving my stop automatically. And I would love it if people use different targets. That I would love. Use different targets. Oh, my stream is not working, Chantal. I have to sign in. Give me a second. So I have to find the password. Bear with me, okay? I know it. Are you noticing that the stream is not working, Chantal? If I can't get it working, I can't spend any time on it. I got it. Okay, it should be fine. Okay, thank you for watching us on YouTube. I'm sorry I wasn't able to sign in until just now. So I hope you're watching. It should be working fine now. So, corn trade. Bracket of 8. Trading ZC 1222. I have checked volume on the instruments. We are trading the right instruments every now and then. You know, it might be rollover, or it might be more volume on an instrument that's close to rollover. So I've got a target of 7. Stop is 12 at the moment. My second target is 16. My third target is 13. So I'm trading 3 positions, okay? 3 positions. 4, 7, 16, and 28. So use 8, 15, and 25. Use 9. You know what I mean, folks? Don't use the exact same targets. If my second target gets hit, my stop's going to automatically move to break even. And then my entry time is 11:59 and 59 seconds. Let me turn on the recorder. We'll check our sync. I don't think my mic is working. Is my mic working, you all? It is working. It's funny. My software, okay, my software is showing it, but my recording software isn't working. Am I here? That's the question. Am I alive? I look a little crazy, don't I? My hair looks a little crazy. I feel a little crazy. I am a ghost. What I was watching something where they were talking about ghosts. I think it was The Offer. So a target of 7, target of 16, target of 28, a stop of 12. Let's take a look at the market and see how volatile it is. The entry time. Let me check my brackets also because they're not that big. So I check my bracket by making believe the time already passed noon. In other words, I'm looking at the bracket size because I want to be able to analyze it later. And when I check my bracket size, I make sure that my charts are on sim because I don't want to get pulled into a trade, right? Early. So you check your control panel there. So, all right, so nobody seems to be trading. No one seems to be talking. Basically, there's two people in the room, me, Mark, and Chantal. Is anyone alive? If you're out there, just type in hello, that you are alive, paying attention. And let me know if you're trading using our methods or your own. So type in, just say where you're from. How about that? Where you're from? Type in hello. Are you trading or are you not? Okay. Are you trading? Hey, Juan, I thought you were in the room the other day. It's nice to see you. Harold, you're trading? Now, are you Harold, the Harold I know? Are you the Harold we know? Or a different Harold, a new Harold? You're Hal. Are you Hal? You know what I'm talking about. Hal, right? I am trading the correct contract. Weldon 12 is the correct corn contract. I tested the volume. It's much higher than 9. It's much higher than 9. Chantal, 12. Let's make sure. Now I like it when the room tests me. So let's look at volume. I thought that I checked it this morning. ZS11, yeah. Unless it, I swear if it changed. So this is really strange, folks. Let me look at 12. Hold on. 12. 12 is the contract. It's 20,000 more. It's 20,000 more. I'm trading 12. Okay, it's 20,000 more. ZC. ZC. One more time. ZC. Market Analyzer shows us daily volume. It's more than 20,000 higher. Okay. ZC 922. You'd think that would be a good instrument to trade. I would have thought that would have been my first choice today. ZC 1222, 69,000. Okay. You could trade both. Honest. You should. 47, 48,000 is enough to trade. And I did check the soybean contract also. Okay. Now, let's say I want to be prepared. I like this trade. I don't want to not trade it if something should happen. So let's say corn went absolutely crazy before the news is released. I'd like to set up that second trade on soybeans. So I have an opportunity to trade beans if something happened to corn. Bracket is 12. The stop is 15 on beans. Second target, I'm going to leave it at 18. My third target is 25. The stop is 15. And it's 11. This is only an emergency trade. Only if corn, something occurred, say a minute or two before the trade. I'm not trading both at the same time. You know, you want to be careful if you do something like that. You have to have enough money in your account, margin wise, right? You have to have enough money. But I can set up a backup trade so that if something, you know, if you all of a sudden corn made a very, very unusually large, unexpected move before the news, you could have a second trade set up that you could change to. And it's easy to change to it also. It's easy to change to it because all you have to do let's say you're going to change from corn to soybeans, you just uncheck corn and check beans. Okay. So it's not that big a deal. Oh, Juan, I'm sorry about that. I don't know. Obviously, I can't check it now. So I'll check my time sync. So look, I'm not picking on anyone. Always check the day before that everything is good, so that if something's going on, we can fix it for you. Okay? Always check the day before. So I have an emergency trade set up on soybeans. Now, this is a report. It generally comes out at noon. It generally comes out at noon. And it has impact as a general rule also. And look, we all know, we're grown-ups here. Every trade doesn't work. It is what it is. And there's nothing we can do about it. We move on to the next one. If things happen. So this was a pretty active morning. It was an unusual morning, somewhat. We traded two opens, gold and oil, Canada GDP for a teeny profit. Core PCE prices appears to really be nice as a range trade. Natural gas has been so volatile. It was so fast today. It is a shame that natural gas was so fast it didn't fill. And again, anything can happen. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't remember ever seeing it in gas. But things happen. It's just the way it goes. So this is our last trade room of the day. There is no 9:30 trade room tonight for the Kaishin report. There is a report, but I feel it's a very small report. The markets are going to be very quiet because a lot of people are starting to go on vacation already. We will be here tomorrow in the morning. Because there is an important report tomorrow, the ISM report. So my trade is set up so that if my second target gets hit, then my stop will move to break even. If my second target gets hit, my stop will move to break even. So we have about 45 seconds. So nobody, the calendars, they don't pay attention to this trade, but it generally fills quickly. I don't anticipate that we won't get a fill. I mean, it generally fills very quickly. Now, soybeans, you might not want to trade because they moved way too early. Okay, thank you for a nice trade, Mr. Market. That was $1,000 trade because I was down 130. Look at that trap trade, Chantal. I eat my words on a reversal on this trade. I will eat my words. That was a perfect trap trade also. So why was that $1,000 trade, folks? Because I was down 130 from this morning, from last night, really. Now look at soybeans. They're so much harder. I think soybeans are much harder to trade on this report. So I want to get a roll call. I'm hoping that Langford made some money because I know Langford's trading with me. I'm hoping that Chantal made some money with me. I'm going to go fix Juan's software in a little while. I did not take a reversal because it was too fast anyway. I wasn't really anticipating a reversal. Now you do want to be careful. You don't have to worry about hitting limit up, okay? If this would have been a short trade, we might have had some concern about going down. Chantal, you made $160, one contract on micro, So isn't it funny that my boss just likes to show up after a gigantic winner? Eric, you're a good
I'm
luck
here,
charm.
Lee, but I'm jealous actually. I was late, guys. I was trying to set it up. I had a meeting
Well,
just before.
boss is here. I
I
hope he's
was
not going to fire me for all the inappropriate things I said today.
Lee. Can you hear me or no?
But we had an awesome trade. I better post the link for today's webinar so I don't get in trouble. Here's the link. Now, why would you not want to use our software, everyone? Here's the link for our software. Eric, I'm not hearing you for some reason. If you're speaking, I don't hear you. I don't know why. I think I'm having a problem with my mic, honestly. So type in when you're done speaking. If you want to speak, go ahead and just type in that you're done and I won't talk over you.
Yes. Well, isn't this funny, right? I could say whatever I want about Lee. No, I just wanted to say how congrats to everyone who made money. It's awesome to have a huge winner on our new JV Software 10, and I'm excited. And I want to welcome everyone to join us for our official debut later today at 4:30. A lot of work behind the scenes, and can't wait to see everyone later. So I'll see you later. Okay.
Okay, Eric, I actually was able to turn up the stream and I was able to hear you. So yes, congratulations to Dutchy. Dutchy, can you send me a profit screen of your profits? I'll take your account out. That would be very nice to let people know how well you know, Dutchy, you've been trading great for months now. For months. That's the truth. Dutchy's one of our members, and he's just been killing it. He's been killing it. He's been breaking every one of my personal rules. You know, trading both indexes on the most complicated trades, trading breakout trades when it should be a range trade, and he's making money. And he's doing it his way with our software. Okay. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty. Now I get to brag a little bit because I had $1,000 trade, more than $1,000. Now, yes, you could yell at me for not catching the reversal today. Okay. I really have felt that quarterly grains was not as good a reversal opportunity as WASD, the other grain report. and I'm being proven wrong today. It was a strong, very good reversal. So I'd like to know who else traded live. And, look what I did with our software. Look how the software helped me with my setting. We added an extra position, right? Now, the DMMs generally are 2-position setups. I used 3 because our software can support 3 because professional traders want more than 2 positions on most trades. And I could move my stop to break even. So when I hit my second target, my stop moves. There's just all sorts of events that take place during a trade that the software automates, and it helps when it helps. So when have I caught a reversal? Yeah, Mark, you know what? I catch reversals when I'm trading in my room by myself, but the day is going to come. We're going to do a lot more reversals because we're going to do a lot more after the news trades. One of the issues is, when you have a great trade, and I'm talking in the webinar, my reaction is to go over what happened. It's hard sometimes, truthfully, to think about that second trade. It's something you just have to do over and over and over. And I know you're just messing, but there's some truth to it. There is some truth to it. So just so everybody knows, there's no doubt that when you use software that moves your stops, that automates, think about the issue. You don't have to worry about putting your orders on the chart. It's all done for us. But let's look at something that you want to think about and maybe learn from the video of this trade. I want to show you something before everybody leaves. And let me show you something that I think is a pretty important lesson. So let me just render the video. It only takes a second. And I'm happy that everything, even though it was a super fast trade. Now, if you notice, that was a fast trade. So sometimes, like this morning, not getting filled can also be instrument related. Natural gas tends to have very mediocre liquidity, and that has an effect on how you get filled. Okay. Watch the video though, and look at what soybeans did before the event. Soybeans, if you were trading soybeans, gave a warning that maybe you should have canceled your soybean trade. And this is why I set up, excuse me, both trades at once. I wasn't trading them simultaneously. So Dutchie, my question to you is, did you trade the DMM on soybeans exactly as it was set up? Not so much the targets, but the bracket and the entry time? That's my question. I'm assuming that you did, that you traded soybeans using the DMM. Having a larger stop, I don't think it would, I don't know if it would have come into play. Let's see. You would know that better than me because you were live. So watch what happens though on soybeans. It's 30 seconds before the event. Soybeans are over here. And they acted like the news had come out early. Watch. Right there. That. Now, look at corn also moved nowhere near as much. Now, had they both moved that much, it would have been hard not to cancel the trade. That's a warning. When you get a move like that before a trade, our usual rule is you cancel the trade. I'm less inclined to cancel though these days because so often the market tries to scare us out of trades or something like that happens. Now watch, it pulls back. I wish I had my brackets on soybeans also. But like right now, soybeans, they're tradable right now. It's tradable. It's very quiet actually before the trade. Totally safe to trade soy. So if you didn't cancel your trade, you had time to watch and decide, okay? And look how slow soybeans were to even work. And what's interesting, now soybeans look awfully tough trade. I'm very happy I traded corn. Now it looks to me like you would have been filled short on soybeans. So that's my first question. Were you filled short? No. I don't know if the bracket, it looks to me like soybeans might have gotten filled on the wrong side. What about the bracket? You survived the bracket, Dutchie? That's what I'm questioning. Your bracket was a 12. I would want to run that report in replay just to see what it looked like. However, look at the move that corn did, much more tradable. And if you look at the DMM, also, the DMM gives you a heads up that corn is better. You had a stop in March when corn didn't get filled, a stop in September when corn was a monster winner, okay? And then a stop in March. So if you look at quarterly grains on soybeans, it's 4 out of 6, 2 out of 6 winners, 3 out of 6 losers. I'm a corn guy on this trade. I'm a corn guy because look at corn. Yeah, we had one cancel, but corn is a family money trade. I mean, it just is. Okay. It's okay that it canceled. It happens. It happens. No one's gonna, I am gonna cry in a corner when I don't get filled. But now, Dutchie, you used too small of a bracket in soybeans. You are really looking for trouble. Wow. However, I'm not going to say that because you're making a ton of money. So I'm going to say, keep doing what you're doing. That's what I would say. Maybe you're not looking for trouble. Maybe you should be our DMM guy. And I'm saying that in jest. I don't want to get fired. Anyway, who else traded? Did anybody else trade? Did anybody else trade? Chantal, what'd you trade? Chantal, you traded one contract? One contract? So I made 907.50 plus 130, right? 907.50, 1037.50. That sounds exactly right for a corn trade. That's what I'm saying, Calvin. I could see, you mean on your eval account, your funding account went long on corn or on soybeans? Corn or soybeans? On corn. Now, so Calvin, my question to you would be, what time did you have a time problem? Because if you look at the video, right? We look at the video. Mark, what do you mean by that? This is an important point. Why don't do that type of trade on an eval account? I thought that's the whole point of those eval accounts. How are you going to get funded? How are you going to get funded if you can't take the big trades? Well, no, forget that. Why forget that? Why should the big trades, why should that be a problem? Is it a problem? That's my question. Mark, I'd like you to just expound on what the issue is. Because people want to know. People want to know. Oh, so you think that the eval data feed is not as up to snuff as a live money account data feed, which is something that we're hearing from people. I mean, I think Chantal would admit to that as well. And sometimes the data feed gets disconnected also. And Brian agrees also. So that's really interesting that we're seeing that. That's interesting. Now, I don't understand that last comment, Mark. You take your winnings and feed it into a real money account. Right, you have a funded account. Oh, you take, when you get your money, you put it in a real account. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Got you. Look at this reversal. I eat my words today. I'll eat my words today. And of course, you know, if you want to, you can trade. You can trade using signals to try and catch a reversal, right? There's a instrument for corn and soybeans on tick strike. You can use signals, but there's nothing better in the world. I don't care what anybody says. There's nothing better in the world than taking a trade, making a profit in 10 seconds of $1,000. It's better than watching signals, trying to figure out if it's the right signal to take. There is nothing better than our method when things are good, right? Nothing. Nothing is better. I don't care what anyone says. Now, that's of course just my opinion, but I totally believe it. Ninja Trader wants to cause people to use their continuum. So wait a second, Lou, wait a second. I'm not sure why that makes sense. What does Ninja Trader care? Ninja Trader's making a ton of money from those eval companies, right? So in other words, you can choose the data in the eval company. You could use Ninja's data. I thought you have to use Apex's data if you want to get funded. Another shameless plug. I could think of a lot better things to do than trade, in all seriousness. No, Lou, so what I'm questioning, Lou, is it's my understanding that the way it works is you have to use their data feed in the funding account if you want to get funded. You use their data feed. And that's the problem. You don't have the choice to use Ninja Continuum if you wanted to. And maybe I'm wrong, so anybody out there, because I'm not trading in a funded account, I'm trading in a live money account. Let me know if I'm misspeaking, please. So look, everybody, if anyone has any questions, I had a plan today. I had a plan today, right? Hang on. I had a plan today. I can't decline this. Sorry. I had a plan today. My plan was test the opens, right? My plan was to trade Canada GDP, which I did for a tiny profit. I probably could have traded it better. My plan was to trade natural gas live, and nothing can change the fact that I didn't get filled. It's no one's fault. And my plan was to trade live on quarterly grains. That was my plan, and the plan worked perfectly. Now I could have made more money if I would have traded Canada GDP better. And I think if we would have gotten filled on natural gas, we would have made quite a bit more money. But you know what? Am I going to cry in the corner? No. No, it's all part of trading. Have a plan, journal all your trades, learn from the day, and live to trade another day. That's how it works. And make some money. That's the perfect day. Today was a great trading day. Not it would have been a great trading day if the profit was only $100. If it was according to plan. When things go according to plan, it means that you're doing things the right way. And it's not just random luck. If you're trading and winning by random luck, your luck's never going to hold out. It can't, because that's not why this works. And that's not why people get funded. The people that get funded aren't trading on random luck. They're trading system and a plan. And that's, I can't stress that enough. Okay. And Mark, his last down day was June 17th. Now, I do have a lie detector that I've seen Mark fail a couple of times. I have to say, he has failed the lie detector a couple of times. Oh, he's getting defensive now. Now the guy's getting defensive. He can dish it out, but he can't take it. I'm ready for one-on-one hoops, brother. One-on-one hoops. That's the true test. That's the true test. Anyway, everybody, yeah, one-on-one hoops. I can't even walk, so I don't think if I can sit at the foul line and shoot, sit at the foul line, then I might have a chance. You're probably right. I wouldn't even score. I wouldn't score. Anyway, this wound up being a very good day educationally and trading. One more time, there is no Kaishin trade room tonight at 9:30 because the report, honestly, look, it might give you a couple of ticks, but it's not worth doing a 9:30 trade room the day, right before July 4th. If it wasn't July 4th, I'd probably do it. Any questions? Any last questions? We will be back. We'll do a normal morning tomorrow, but we'll trade carefully depending how volume is and see what's doing in the markets. But I do plan to trade the ISM report no matter what, because that's an impactful report. I think it will matter. Okay, Mark. I think it will matter. I think there will be a response to that report tomorrow, even though it's a holiday. So any last questions, if anybody wants to ask? I want to thank everybody for watching on YouTube. And thanks everyone on YouTube. And I'm glad a couple of you hit the like button. Some people hit the like button. And Chantal, if you want to close YouTube, sign up for our channel and you'll know the next time we're streaming. Everybody else in the trade room, I want to thank everybody for spending the morning with us. And I'll see everyone at the webinar, right? Here's the link one more time to the 8,000 time. Come to the webinar and we'll talk about the new software. Okay? So I'll see everybody later. 4:30. All right, everyone. See you.